Hello.
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for BDElite. You found us, whatever podcast app you found us, and hey, maybe you're watching us on Twitch.
.tv/UpNextPodcast, hello Twitch room, and of course on YouTube.com/UpNext.
I'm seeing you guys clicking them subs.
It's going up.
You're subbing.
Not as quickly as I'd like, but it's happening. It's happening.
1K.
Yeah.
For Up Next. Can we do it on our YouTube? Hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much for those who have. And if you haven't, tell your mom, tell your friends, tell your neighbor, hit that subscribe button because we just want to get to 1K and we're so close. We don't ask for much.
No, we really don't. Just it's free. Just press subscribe.
Yeah,
what are you waiting for?
You get all the videos that you get to see. All these reviews and Gringo Loco interview.
Yeah.
All the stuff.
Our wonky set today. We were in a little bit of a rush today.
Meaning we're just hungover, but
yeah, and it's hot. So it's just working slower. Yeah. Everything's harder when it's hot.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, the city of Toronto is just just hot. It's a hot box. Yeah, it's really hot. The crazy temperatures yesterday and today. So walking around, even just like I showered, I got ready, I wore a t-shirt and shorts, went out for a walk. By the time I came back, I was like, I need a complete, it's completely.
I need to just live in the shower today, like as soon as we're done with this, because
it's crazy hot. I don't know how you people do it down there in the Vegas, Cali, anywhere really that's just warmer than Canada. Like I prefer hot weather, but don't get me wrong. But when it comes just like bam here, sweating, it's a lot. You need to I know the dudes out there understand, but you need a Mr. Fuji this shit. You need a talcum powder.
Yeah, need to just, like when you're breadcrumbing chicken and you're just cover the whole thing. I need that, a giant tray of talcum powder. And
I thought I was giving people visuals, but you went the next level there. All right, yeah, someone knows what we're talking about.
Tout me up like a chicken breast.
Talcum powder, Mr. Fuji, that's right. Welcome to BDElite. We obviously did it Up Next, chatting all about NXT this week. That's on this feed, as well as that Gringo Loco interview. Go check out Shot in the Dark as well. John Cena chatting about all the other wrestling. I don't want to spoil things, but I try not to read ahead, meaning I don't read ahead until someone says you won't believe this NXT UK spoiler. First of all, I don't care about an NXT spoiler from the UK until now,
yeah.
I don't
Tune in this next set of tapings. Big shit's about to go down.
All I'm saying is there's a specific act that we discuss on NXT TV quite a lot.
We've dedicated far too much time to this.
Way too much time
every week.
This act, and it's made they have made their descent across the ocean to NXT UK. And I don't even want. I mean, if you want to know what we're talking about, just go look it up. But when we get there, you'll know. But yeah, I'm super excited about what's going on with some of the NXT. That's not really, but I'm excited for them. Good for them. But there's bigger news. We'll get to Dynamite and all that stuff. Forbidden Door, yada yada. But John Pollock from PostWrestling.com was reporting from some sources that Triple H is back.
Yeah.
What?
He's back.
I'm back.
Showed up at the PC and just said, "I'm back."
Spits water on everyone.
I reckon he. Do you reckon he did his full entrance?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
With all the themes.
Yeah.
The different ones. Yeah. So Triple H was back at the Performance Center, and that seems to be the MO now. Everyone's saying that he's possibly going to be running stuff again. Does that mean NXT is going to be good again?
Maybe. I mean, Bruce Pritchard has a lot on his plate now. Running Raw, SmackDown, and head of talent relations, so maybe he can shift over, focus on that, and Uncle Paul can look after NXT again.
Everything will be fine, guys. We got Triple H back. It'll be fine.
It's gonna be. Right.
What do you think, Triple H? You imagine Triple H hasn't been in NXT for a long time. I imagine he hasn't even watched it. So when he comes back, he's like, "Sorry, what's going on here?
Who decorated?"
Where's all my stuff? Where's my skulls? Where's my loud music?
Let me talk to Regal about this. Regal, what's going on here? Don't wanna. All right, where's the boys? Where's Johnny, Adam, Tom? Where are you? What? They done what?
Yeah. So it's interesting. It will be interesting to see if things maybe do. There are some changes with him being back, but I can hope for the best. It really can't get any worse. So.
Oh, it can get worse.
NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
How would it get worse?
Look, for me, at least I get some wrestling on the show.
Yeah.
It's I enjoy it more than I tend to enjoy Raw and SmackDown unless Ezekiel's on my TV. I don't know. I don't hate it quite like you. For me, it's like watching 2013 NXT.
Yeah.
Like you're just seeing a lot of shit being thrown at the wall and see what sticks. And it's the backstage. It's the silly characters, all that I want to get away from. I want to see more like real people who are good at wrestling.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what I want more from. But I'm hoping it will be, I don't know, maybe a bit more cohesive or whatever.
Okay.
The show.
Me too.
And a bit more focus on match time, which they've been doing. I feel they've been doing a bit more of in recent weeks. So we'll see. But I think it's a good thing. Like
he's back.
Triple H kind of running the show. That's what we want. That's what the fans want.
Yeah.
The people what they want.
Yeah, we just want to hear that Motorhead hit.
Yeah.
And him come out and tell us everything's going to be okay. Say, we are NXT. It started with a whisper. Just do all that. Just run it back, Triple H. Just literally.
Run it straight. Run it straight, Triple H.
Triple H is going to come in and go, yeah, who's that guy? What's his name?
Zion Quinn.
Zion Quinn, you're the next champ.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Maybe nothing happens at all. Maybe Triple H is like, wow, Sean, love what you've done with the place. It's great. Keep doing it. I'm just going to chill here.
Yeah.
And hang around. Maybe nothing.
He's just waiting for someone to win a championship so he can take the photo.
Yeah, sure. Everyone's gonna.
He's got a few he's got to catch up on. He's like, Braun, we need.
Yeah, he didn't do the one with Braun, or did he do the one with Braun? Maybe. Yeah, true.
I don't recall one with Braun.
Yeah, his pictures with champions.
Braun and Triple H. I'm looking on Twitter.
It's just someone should Photoshop the Vince McMahon jumping off the step with him pointing. So, yeah, NXT, we'll chat about, maybe we'll see some differences next week or whenever these things come, but we'll talk about that on Up Next for sure in the future. We have a bunch of shows this week. Obviously, Forbidden Doors this weekend. We will be watching it. We're going to have some people over, but due to like scheduling, we're not really sure when we have time to actually do the review, because afterwards we are going to have people over, so we're like, do we kick all our friends out and go, sorry, we got to record a podcast?
I think we're going to have
to. We might have to on Sunday. Yeah, so
fucking 2 a.m. or whatever
something
it's going to be.
like that. Yeah. So just follow the socials and stuff, because we will be dropping some sort of show covering Forbidden Door. But yeah, we'll get to that for sure.
Yeah.
Because then next week we do have a shift in things, because we are leaving Wednesday morning for Blood and Guts in Detroit. So shout out anyone out there who will be going to the show. If you are, hit us up. The DMs are open. Slide in, and we'll try to figure out what bar or something we're heading to before the show.
I'd say with the schedule for the next 2 weeks, we have got things planned. They might not necessarily drop on the days we've scheduled them for, just because we are going to Blood and Guts, so we're going to be away for a couple of days, and I'll be in Rochester the following week. So our usual kind of recording days are kind of a bit skewed, but we'll get the shows out to you, because we got to talk about Face Off, Braden.
Face Off 25th anniversary. Yes, we will be reviewing Face Off. Cage, Travolta, one of the greatest movies ever made. Lots of faces. Yeah. Just the two. We also did a review. I'm going to put it out this weekend, or probably later today, actually, on our Patreon as well. A review from the 6, chatting all about the OG Forbidden Door, meaning Ring of Honor and New Japan. We put a poll on the Facebook, and it was a landslide. War of the Worlds 2014 was the show that we are reviewing this today. I mean, because we already did it yesterday. Okada, Styles, Elgin in the main event.
I was just going to say, a heel Gaijin Bullet Club leader, IWGP heavyweight champion, putting the title on the line in a multi-man match, including Okada.
Yeah, you need someone to take the pin in the match, and it's not going to be him.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the champ. Also, Young Bucks Red Dragon, which was awesome. Steen versus Nakamura. Kushida, Jay Lethal. There was a few sweet
Bennett
matches.
versus
Tana.
Tanahashi.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So a bunch of New Japan ROH crossovers, which was a ton of fun to go back and do. So that will be out on the Patreon as well as all these other shows. Go check them out. So many different podcasts out on there. Movie reviews, retro NXT reviews, everything. $5. Patreon.com/upnext. Did you check anything else? What was going on? I remember Slammiversary was last weekend. I peeped some of that.
I caught the main event of that.
Eric Young?
Yeah, I still want to see the X Division.
That's
match.
what I watched.
That's
Yeah,
the, one I
the
really
Ultimate
wanna watch.
X match was pretty sweet. Yeah, Speedball Mike Bailey does some crazy things. We're going to be watching him later today at Demand Lucha in Toronto, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Slammiversary had some cool stuff. They had little insert videos from TNA Legends, which I thought was a nice little touch. Like, AJ Styles, Sting, I think it was Kurt Angle as well, which was great. America's Most Wanted got back together. Not the TV show, but the tag team.
Tag team.
Yeah, they were there.
Good stuff.
I'm trying to think of what other TNA moments they had. Shark
They
Boy.
had a reverse battle royal, didn't they?
Yeah, they
a
did.
Monsters Ball
Oh,
match where
King of the Ring?
Sammy and Moose didn't leave they were locked in a room with no light, no food, no water for 24 hours, and then they sent them out there to kill each other.
Right. Yeah,
stuff.
that's true. Would you be able to do that?
No light, no food, no water for a day.
What do you do?
I mean, it would suck.
Yeah.
I'd be able to do it, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Don't want to do it. Don't make me do it.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
Yeah.
TNA is always going to TNA, but the highlight was the video for Don West and Mike Tenay. They did a little tribute thing. Shout out Don West, and I thought that was great because I did watch a lot of TNA back in the day. What about Triple Mania? Did you watch that?
No.
Matt Hardy was it the main event where no Jeff, obviously.
Johnny Hardy, was it?
Yeah, Johnny Hardy.
That's
filled
pretty
in.
funny,
Johnny
actually.
Elite, Johnny Hardy,
Yeah.
Johnny Mundo. That was pretty funny. There was a crazy 5-way on that show with Vikingo, which I definitely love anything that guy does. But I skimmed some of that show as well. And then another thing, we did put on the clip of Monday Night Raw with Elias
Ezekiel.
and Kevin Owens.
Was great.
Yeah, he was pretty funny yelling, liar! And then he's going to have to face him. I still wish there was two of them.
He's probably going to face the third one now, isn't he?
He called out a third one.
He called out a third one.
Oh, no.
So I want to see, does he like dye his hair for that one? Or
Jeez.
will be like blonde Elias or something like that?
No, Ezekiel said he accepted the challenge. So it's Ezekiel.
I thought he was accepting on behalf of the family. You know?
the bloodline.
Yeah. Maybe this is
Samson's.
Brian's replacement is the third Ezekiel brother.
I thought it was Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Elias stuff is really silly, but I definitely got to.
It's been done
chuckle.
really well, I think.
I do
they're
think
doing it great.
They should go to a Monday Night Raw and go, look, crowd, we just need you to react real loud to this, and then film something. Like, you know what they did with the video where it's two of him and the thing? They just need to do that. So they go, hey crowd, look, Elias is coming out, and then like sell it like Elias, and then later in the show, film, hey, it's Ezekiel,
And what you superimpose
and then
them.
do the thing where it's both of them,
Right.
and just air that on
Yeah.
TV, and no one would fucking like, obviously, but like, it would flawless.
Yeah.
It would be so funny because you can't just prestige it. You
No.
wish you could, but you can't.
I really wish this.
He had- I really wish he had
they're
another
still
brother.
Two different people. I mean,
Yeah.
you saw Ezekiel right after the segment backstage.
Yeah, what's his name? Ms. Dow. He's like, don't expect me on TV. He had to tweeted that because so many people are
Because
asking.
people think he looks like.
People are like,
them
you're showing
could-
up tonight.
Could
It's-
be a
it's
third
him.
person.
I would do it if it was him. If they came knocking.
Being the third brother, yeah, that could work.
Looks like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough to get by. Like fake IDs for sure. The same person. Well, we can chat about some AEW Dynamite that happened last night from Milwaukee, and there's a lot going on because there is a pay-per-view this Sunday, The Forbidden Door, New Japan versus AEW, kind of versus, not really versus, teaming, just a show, cross-promotion show, and it's been a bit of a weird build.
Terrible build. Let's be real here. This build's not being good.
No.
We were hoping for some like dream matchups, and we really haven't got them. It's a bunch of multi-mans, bunch of tag matches. I'm sure the wrestling's going to be great. I'm sure I'm really going to enjoy this show come Sunday. But yeah, this isn't one I'd be running to get a ticket for personally.
Yeah, our friend Tom's mad because he got a ticket because I was like, this show looks sick. Let's go to Chicago. He's like, fuck yeah. Goes and buys a bunch of tickets. He's like, so are we going? I was like,
I don't think so.
I don't know about that. And he's like, what the fuck? I just booked my hotel. I'm like, cancel it. But there's a fee. So he's like, this better be the greatest show ever. We had him over for Dynamite last night. They started adding these like random tags. He just looked. They're like, and also Excalibur's running his mouth, and this guy's doing this, and the Acclaimed are going to be in the thing. He just looks over at me like, you son of a bitch. I'm traveling to Chicago for this card. I do think it will still be good, but right now on paper, going into it this weekend, yeah, this is nowhere near the card that I think a lot of us fans were expecting. Like, not like, okay, Mox Tana, sure, dream match. Okay, sure, dream match. Zack Sabre Jr. versus blank, okay, dream match, sure. The rest of the card, maybe not so much.
I think Ospreay Cassidy is going to be great.
Over deliver, it will, yeah.
I don't think if you're looking up and down the roster, like a Will Ospreay singles match on this show, I don't think he'd be most people's picks. Although I do think that's could potentially steal the show, actually. And then what's the other singles match? Is that it? Yeah.
There's only a few singles matches.
Yeah,
3 singles matches.
3 singles matches.
So
Shingo and
Hiromu just get thrown into some random tag.
In a random tag. Suzuki in a random tag. Ishii in a 4-way. Like, it's okay. But it's not what I think a lot of us were expecting to get when the show was originally announced.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let's start off Dynamite from June 22nd. We start off with Bryan Danielson, who's got a huge announcement, meaning he's going to state his address of the union here. He's going to let everyone know what's going on with the rumors of injury. And he says that he is so hype about this week and this pay-per-view. And he was so hype to beat up Zack Sabre Jr. And he says that he was going to crush his trachea.
Trachea, yeah. That's your like larynx, your like Adam's apple, all of that, your throat.
But he says, but because of the flaccid crew of coxmen of the Jericho Appreciation Society, he can't. He's injured. So he's got bad news and good news. The bad news, because of Jericho, I'm not cleared to compete. However, I'm still good. I can still run miles. I can still think. I can still talk. I can still do all this. So don't be upset. Don't be scared.
Yeah, that line, because he didn't say what the injury is, and that line gave me the impression it's possibly a head injury. The fact he's talking about reading 500 words a minute and that kind of thing gave me that impression. But he's saying like, hey, I'm good. I can still do all these things. It's just not going to be able to do these shows.
He says, I'll be back really soon. Just it doesn't work out. I can't work that out. He says Eddie Kingston still thinks I'm a judgmental prick and that I have high standards, and that's true. I do. So I have good news. I promise you that Sunday it's going to be amazing because I found a replacement for both Forbidden Door and Blood and Guts. This person will fill in for both of these matches, and he's not telling us. It's going to be a surprise.
He says, but I did walk through the bad guy tunnel, so I ain't going to tell you guys tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And then, so he's like, hey, you got to tune in on Sunday to see this replacement. And the commentary Excalibur's pretty much like, I know who it is. And this person will also be the newest member of the Blackpool Combat Club.
And Danielson said to like still expect like the greatest technical wrestling match.
Which leads everyone to believe we're getting Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jonathan Gresham.
Honestly, when he said best technical wrestling match, that is what came to my mind. I don't think it's going to be that.
Claudio!
It's got to be, right? I
Cesaro.
think it makes the most sense. You've got Claudio's got his connection already with like him and Mox are good friends. Like I'm listening to Mox's audiobook at the moment, and every other chapter is just like a Claudio joke. A joke Claudio told me. So they're obviously close. We know Danielson and Claudio are close. Regal and Claudio, like we going back watching 2013 NXT, and Regal loves this guy and clearly would fit in. And on top of that, I think from the way the this kind of Danielson, Blackpool Combat Club, JAS story's been going, Danielson's been having beef with Cesaro. With Eddie.
Yeah.
We know there's that friction already between Eddie and Cesaro. If Bryan's going to take some time off, that's a natural thing to do. You have the Zack Sabre Jr. match, you have Blood and Guts, and then you spin Cesaro and Eddie off into a feud. True. I think that works perfectly. Tony Khan loves his surprises on these pay-per-views. Every pay-per-view, it's tune in to see who the hot new signing is. I am a bit, especially how late everything's been announced for this show, and you've got Danielson coming out already being like, "Hey guys, I'm injured. I'm on the bench, like Punk and all that." And also, I'm not going to tell you. It's like a double disappointment, which is kind of sucks.
The crowd didn't react
to open the show on this. It's like kicking off the show being like, "Hey, I'm injured," and you're still not going to know what the match is on Sunday. It was a bit disappointing, but
at least we got Zack Sabre Jr. coming out. And I mean, he didn't have a mic. Yeah, he didn't have a mic, but you could hear him say his catchphrase of "Oi, dickhead," which is great to get on national TV. Yeah.
But
stare down there.
I mean, what other names are there? There's Gargano, who I don't think Gargano suits like the Combat Club, and I think he's great. He's one of my favorites. Yeah. But it's got to be
Cesaro. Claudio, bring his coffee and uppercut Zack Sabre Jr. back to Japan. That match will be awesome if that is the exact match. But I don't mind. Like TNA used to do that a lot, where it's like, hey, our pay-per-view's this month, and you have to tune in to see who we have.
And it does work. I guess. Like it's a promotional tactic, and you do find it tends to work. We like surprises in wrestling. It's one of the great things with the Rumble every year. It's like who's gonna show up? What legends are gonna show up in it? And they do it on pretty much every AEW pay-per-view. But it is something that going into it, we're always going, who do we think?
There was a lot of people reporting or saying that there was rumors of Claudio or Cesaro going back to WWE. But I mean, I would much rather see him here in this.
He's been smart.
Yeah.
He's not been rushing into it. He's been he had one injury in WWE, I think around 2016, I think, where he returned the Raw after Mania. Apart from that, he's been pretty injury-free and been going a lot. So take the break, and he's been like holding out for big money, I think, and why not? You've been cashing a WWE check for a decade.
I am over like all these debuts and stuff like that. Like, can we just focus on who we have here? Because once we get new people, you cast the other people like aside. They have that problem. But it's Cesaro, so we've been waiting to see this guy.
Him joining the Combat Club is going to already give him so much more focus than, say, Swerve and Keith Lee, which Swerve's a heel now, I believe, but you wouldn't know it because they're
not on TV. Yeah, exactly. Again, that would be hype if that is in fact the match. Claudio and AEW, especially against Zack Sabre Jr. Yes, please, definitely. That is a dream match. Like if that is the match, but they don't tell us that's the match, so we don't know. We don't know really. Jon Moxley has a video. He's talking about Tanahashi, and he says that I've been around the block, and I hate Chris Jericho. He mentions Danielson, mentioning Jericho is the reason he's injured. And he says tonight that him and Tana are going to face Jericho and Lance Archer in the main event, and that people like Jericho are driven by money, fame, and ego, and today he's gonna beat him up and show him that he's here for the love of the game.
Yeah.
Essentially. Our next match.
Yeah, Mox always a great promo.
Yeah, quick little one.
He is the smartest guy to have in this Tana feud, replacing Punk, because he's so good at selling a match to me on the mic in very little time. So, and we know the history of him wanting this Tana match for a while.
Will Ospreay and Aussie Open going up against the team of Rocky, Trent, and Orange. So kind of the Chaos Friends. Yeah, in here. There was some craziness here. There's Trent who hits a huge German suplex on... I don't know which guy is which in Aussie Open. There's like a guy named Dan.
Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis, right?
Guy named Dan? Yeah, neither of them are named Dan. So Davis is clearly what I was trying to type until my spell check wrote Daniel.
I think Fletcher's the one with like the half-shaved floppy hair.
I will say, I can't recall who each one is because they wear similar gear. They look kind of similar. And then I watched this match and I was like, man, these guys are actually really good.
They're awesome.
They're
great.
So good. Orange Cassidy tags in with his foot at one point to Rocky Romero, and JR hates it. He's like, what disrespect to like this industry. It's like, JR, you've seen a lot of shit.
We watch you kiss a man's arse on TV, JR. I don't think you're in a place to be saying what's like disrespectful or not on TV.
Orange Cassidy at one point is in with, I think it's Ospreay actually, hits a crazy Hurricane Rana and then a crazy DDT, and then there's like topes. Everyone's hitting all these crazy moves. Eventually, Ospreay's laid out and Orange hits his lazy splash, and then Ospreay finally goes for one of like his snap suplexes or brainbusters, and it's countered into a crazy looking stun dog millionaire from Cassidy, just Ospreay selling it like he's dead. And then eventually gets hit with this like huge sit out spine buster. Rocky's there getting beat up as well. Then this guy Davis from Aussie Open,
I think he's the slightly bigger one, right? Yeah.
He picks up Trent. He deadlifts Trent Beretta by the waist from the ground into a sit-out gut wrench, like a pile driver. I watched this clip again this morning. I'm like, this was impressive. This is why I'm like, these guys are good. Good thing they are getting the showcase. This was insane. The crowd goes nuts. The referee, I think it's Bryce, loses his mind. But that wasn't the end. Ospreay goes for the Sasuke special, but lands on his feet, and Orange Cassidy's just kind of chilling there.
Yeah, they kind of go for the spot. We saw it at Wrestle Kingdom with Hiromu and Ospreay, where he does it, and Hiromu's like ducked out of the way and then hits his move. But Orange does it in the laziest way, where he just leans against the apron.
Yeah, so
I thought it was pretty funny.
So he's pretty mad that Orange Cassidy is just kind of like chilling here on the outside, and eventually he's on the outside, and I think it's I didn't write down the finish, so I can't remember what the finish was because we watched this last night. Well, Orange Cassidy and Roppongi Vice win this match. Again, it's Fletcher, I think, takes the pin here. Don't remember.
Yeah, I thought this was fun. I don't think we necessarily... I felt we had a bit too much of Orange and Ospreay.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely one of those matches, considering both those styles, where you go, oh, what's that going to look like? And that's kind of one of the draws for this match on the pay-per-view for me. And I didn't necessarily agree with them like touching here and having a bit. It was great what they did, but part of that kind of intrigue has already gone for me.
I was kind of shocked that they did that as well. Like, why would you let these guys wrestle so much in this match when that is the match?
Yeah.
This Sunday. So they looked great, and it teases you to know that you're going to see some crazy stuff from both of them, because obviously everyone's like, oh, Ospreay with his flips and everything, but Orange Cassidy with the lucha background, he's pretty crazy. Yeah. It was Orange Punch on Fletcher was the finish.
That's okay.
That. Shout out John Ceno's postwrestling.com reports on Dynamite. I like this match actually. I enjoyed it. I'm super into these Aussie Open guys. We have been watching them on indie stuff for quite a while, so it is kind of cool to see them get some shine. But I thought anytime we've seen them so far on AEW programming, they've been pretty impressive. I mean, obviously Ospreay is, but I thought these guys stood out as well.
But these, do Aussie Open have a match?
No, they don't.
They're not in one of the big No,
that's Great O'Khan who comes out here.
So, I mean, again, that's a weird thing. Like, we've seen Aussie Open, this is the third time now I think we've seen them. They've had 2 Dynamite matches, 1 Rampage match. They're part of the New Japan roster, and they're not on the show. But Alex Coughlin and Kevin Knight are. Who?
Yeah, I don't know who
they
are.
It's so backwards, this whole build.
Jeff Cobb and Great O'Khan come out afterwards, and then it's like a United Empire about to beat up Roppongi and Cassidy, but then FTR come out, and it's like this whole stare down. So the match is FTR, O'Khan, and
Roppongi Vice.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeff Cobb. Sorry, Jeff Cobb and Great O'Khan.
Yeah.
So it's a 3-way winner-take-all tag title match. Ring of Honor titles and the IWGP tag titles.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see FTR. I think
sweet for them.
I think you've got the ultimate AEW tag team feud is FTR Young Bucks, right? We've had 2 matches. We've had Bucks win 1. We've had FTR win 1. Bucks are the tag champs right now. I think you have FTR being like, all right, you're the AEW champs, but we're like the rest of the world champs. We're ROH, we're right. IWGP, we're AAA. And I think that's a great way to build up for that ultimate like pay-per-view rubber match between the two.
That is true.
The two legitimately now, because we've had the last time they had a match, it's like, oh, these are the 2 best tag teams in the world. It's like, okay, but Jurassic Express are your tag champions right now.
Yeah.
And it has felt that whenever anyone else but the Bucks are the champs, JR's still like, this is the best team though.
Yeah.
So I think that would like raise them both to that level where it would feel like that ultimate big, who is the best, FTR Bucks.
It would be crazy for FTR to have the IWGP, because look, they've had NXT, SmackDown, Raw, AEW, AAA, now IWGP. That's decoration right there.
With something like obviously you'd like to see them go over and defend them in Japan.
Yeah.
But just having Strong be a thing in the US, you can always have them just do a taping of Strong, and defend those titles against those guys, just so they're, defending them and keeping them active. And then when it's one of the I guess G1 finals, you could have them go over to defend or whatever.
It would make way more sense for FTR to win this. Also, I am a huge fan of them, and I do think adding this to their what they've done, accomplishments, would be a big thing for them, and I know that they would just be over the moon to win these titles. But it's for the ROH titles as well, and I think that's such an easy pass to just go, oh yeah, we can just give these titles to anyone. But it makes way more sense with FTR.
I kind of feel the same with New Japan, with the tag division. You can see the way having the main event, having the 4-way for the IWGP Championship. You can see that's, we need someone to take the pin, and it's not going to be our champion. They don't give a shit about the tag titles.
No.
Those things are just, they hop around. They're never really putting too much focus on. I don't think they'd be opposed to putting them on.
I mean, clearly New Japan don't care about their world title either. They put it on Jay White. Again.
Yeah.
They're adding 2 other guys in the match. Anyway, we'll get to that part, I guess. But I want FTR to win this match, but I hope it's a good match. That has potential to steal the show as well. I'm just not too into the Great O'Khan Jeff Cobb team. It doesn't, not too much for me. I like Jeff Cobb.
I think you've got 3 quite different styles here going at it, and I think having the big man team in there could help. Just the dynamic of the whole thing. I think it'll be good. I'm with you. They're not high up for me, but I've seen them both do some cool stuff as well.
Well, we go backstage. We get Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh. And Sanjay Dutt's talking about how he was getting new pencils or all stuff like that. Basically calls out Samoa Joe and says, you haven't been at work in a little while. Where are you? Calling him out.
Tape up your shoulder and have the match.
Let's fight.
Or we'll just give it to me because I'm the longest ever TV champion.
I was like, oh, is this still happening? Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
I was kind of like, this doesn't need to be on the show this week.
Not at all.
We're trying to build 2. I mean, I'd say Blood and Guts is kind of one of their TV specials, like a pay-per-view level kind of thing. You're building 2 of them at the moment, Forbidden Door and Blood and Guts.
But Sanjay's got to tell me about pencils.
But we need to know about this ROH title and
no, we don't.
And Satnam Singh.
No, not at all.
Yeah, this didn't need to shave it off. Get rid of this. Don't care.
We go to Christian Cage. Okay, here we go. Christian Cage is gonna tell us why. He's gonna give his reasoning for his turn last week on Jungle Boy, and out comes Christian Cage in the greatest heel fit I've ever seen. This guy's rocking the black turtleneck, then this brown,
like a tan
brown jacket,
is it suede or something
jacket with matching boots to go with it.
Wonderful.
Wow, this fit was just top notch stuff. I mean, bravo, Christian, looking fresh as hell here. Just great.
Look, I think Christian always looks pretty good. He
does, but
this especially looks great. You've got to change something up when you're heel, and I think the turtleneck just looks like evil. Looked like a bastard,
a prick,
didn't he?
Just the right. He looks like a bad guy in some movie.
Absolutely,
who's just talking shit all the time.
He is the the bad guy that comes in and starts dating your mum, and it's like, no, I don't. This guy's an arsehole, and then he's essentially doing that with Jungle Boy's mum.
He's going to talk about his mom in a second. He comes out. There's a sea of boos here in Milwaukee. Tony Schiavone's the one holding the microphone up with Christian in the ring, and Christian goes, "Look, everyone wants to know why I did this, but it was a long time coming. Don't think I forgot. Jungle Boy eliminated me in a battle royal way back." And I've been pissed ever since.
Double or nothing last year, wasn't it?
Why did he throw me out? I was on his team. I've been helping him. Why would he do that
and
to
not
me?
only was it he was thrown out, but the crowd cheered.
Yeah.
And that stung.
So he's like, what the hell? So he's getting... That's pretty much why I knew I had to do this. People are cheering, shut the fuck up. He goes, look at all these people on social media. And I barely go on it, but I had to look this week, and I saw all these nerds, all these losers who think their opinions matter. And he goes, look, do I show up at the drive-thru and tell you how to do your job? Thought that was funny. He then says, I fooled you all. I bamboozled everyone. See, I came to AEW to make money. That's why I'm here. It doesn't matter about you guys putting on your matches of the year, match of the week. Try doing a match that people talk about for longer than a week. Do a match like me, where people talk about it years later, or they name pay-per-views after him. I do those kinds of matches. I am one of the best to ever be in the ring.
Kind of a little dig at MJF here, I thought.
Yeah, he started making digs about people wanting to be paid as high as me, but I deserve to be paid.
It's true. It's like that TLC 2, we always say, like, if you're sitting someone down and being like, hey, what is this wrestling? You'd show them that, because it's nuts. And people do still talk about that match.
100%.
There's a match with him in it.
Yeah, he is in that match. He says that he deserves to be paid a lot more than a lot of these young guys in AEW, and he tricked us all. He worked us all, essentially. He outworked us all. He then says, then it shows the clip from last week when they went off the air, where he then calls Jungle Boy's. He goes over to Jungle Boy's mom.
Raised a piece of shit.
Yeah, you raised a piece of shit. He then cuts back to him. He says, "Yeah, Jungle Boy, I think your mom is a little sweet on me." And, you know, she saw the look in my eye, and I could tell, Jungle Boy, that your mom, she wanted me to be your new father. But, Jungle Boy, I never wanted to be your father. You have a father. You had a father. And your father is dead. But good thing he is, because he would be embarrassed and ashamed of what you are today. And the boos from Milwaukee here, as then Luchasaurus comes out.
He says enjoy your early retirement at 25
Jeez.
as well, because he caved his head in.
Luchasaurus comes out and pretty much wants to just murder him, and he's like, whoa, calm down. He's like, come on, stop. And Luchasaurus is like just trying to choke him, and Christian's like, come on, hold on, relax. Remember what happened to Marco? And then Luchasaurus is kind of like, oh shit, maybe I could just get released if I don't, And then Christian hugs him and then looks at us.
Like a son to me, he says.
You're a son to me. Come on, what are you talking about? Let's go talk about this
in private.
Backstage, in private. So then looks at us.
Not in front of these people.
Great Christian promo.
Smiling at the camera.
Yeah, look, I've been a huge fan of this guy for a long time, and I think he is one of the best heel talkers in the business of all time, and this proved it. From the way he looked to the way he talked, and I mean, anyone could go, oh, let's make fun, like Jungle Boy, everyone knows Luke Perry, his dad and stuff. Oh, it's so easy to go to. No, it's amazing that he went that route and said all this stuff, because this is great. I can't wait for this match. I want them to stretch this match all the way out to All Out. Christian should evade Jungle Boy and not want to have that match till all the way to the pay-per-view.
I think it kind of has potential too. I mean, Jungle Boy should be off TV for a few weeks to sell that concerto. I love how they're tying it back to the Double or Nothing Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Because I remember right at the end of that match, it was like, oh, is Christian going to be pissed and beat him up? And they did that moment then when he's like standing and you go, oh, and then does the respect angle. It's like he says he's been riding their coattails to... I mean, I don't know how contracts work in AEW. He's making money by just hanging out with them, but cool, all right.
Father figure.
That was one thing I was like, all right, I don't quite know how that works. But I like how it wouldn't have made sense for him to have just turned on Jungle Boy and cost them the titles. If you look back, it's like he put them in 2 pay-per-views in a row where they had to defend against 2 other teams.
Yeah.
He's put them in ladder matches. He's been constantly the one being like, trying to get them to fuck up, but each time they overcome. So it's like, there's no point in him turning until they finally lose these titles. Right. So that's why it's like stretched out. And I think it does make sense. I think his delivery was awesome. The crowd elevated this as well.
They knew their role,
hated him and they knew to boo.
How would you not boo this guy? Look at this guy. He looks like a sleazeball.
Yeah.
This like,
and I think it's actually intriguing Luchasaurus joining him. I could see him being like reluctant muscle for Christian for a bit. And I think the idea of this whole feud is to elevate Jungle Boy. And as much as I love Jurassic Express as a team, I think you do maybe need to split them to have Jungle Boy go on this singles run. And you can always have, by the end of the feud, Luchasaurus is like not brainwashed by Christian anymore and goes back to him. But I think the dynamic of Christian, we were joking yesterday about, is Tyson Tomko. I think a muscle could be good for him and can also stretch out this feud. So you could do the Luchasaurus Jungle Boy match first. My only criticism of this whole thing is this was the best thing on the show, and it has nothing to do with Forbidden Door or Blood and Guts, which are the 2 things imminent that you're promoting.
Yeah, I get it. They're always pushing forward and going on to the next thing, so it's not just focusing on the pay-per-view. But yeah, there is a lot going on right now, and this really doesn't have anything to do with the pay-per-view or Blood and Guts. But I still thought it was a great promo, great heel work, and he was making me, like I love when a heel makes you love to hate them, and that's what he did today. Talking about a guy's dead dad and how he wants to bang his mom. Yeah, great. Wrestling doesn't need to be that complicated. A guy just needs to say, "I want to fuck your mom," and that's it. That's like, it's not hard.
Nope.
Why can't we do this more often? It's great. I am excited to see where it goes, but it's a little weird that like Luchasaurus would just sorry, if me and you, pals for a long time, and someone goes, "Oh, I beat the shit out of Davie right there," I would not just go, "Okay, actually, let me hear your side of the story."
Remember what happened to Marco?
Remember what happened to Marco, and true, yeah.
So yeah, I want to know more about that. Like, what is the kayfabe story why Marco's not with them?
The Voice. The show The Voice.
No, but for him to spook Luchasaurus into... Yeah.
Jungle Boy just let his contract out. They got rid of Marco for Christian.
Was Marco like a clause in Jungle Boy's contract that like Christian got erased or whatever? And he's like, stick with me because you could get erased. I don't know.
We'll have to see.
Remember what happened to Marco.
But I did like this thing, and I am just interested to see where it goes. But I do think you could stretch it out for quite a while.
Yeah.
And heel Christian's way better than babyface Christian. We get the Young Bucks backstage, and they're talking about how there's a pay-per-view.
With Kyle?
Yeah, and Kyle, they're like, "Hey, Kyle, how's it going?" And he's like, "To be honest, I'm freaking..." What is he going off? Like, "I'm not okay."
Yeah, what did he say? He's like, "I'm pretty freaking annoyed," or something like
that. They say that, like, they should be at the pay-per-view, but they're not booked at the payper-view yet.
They call themselves the locksmiths of the Forbidden Door.
Kyle O'Reilly says Darby and Sting hurt Bobby Fish, and did he say he's threatening to sue them? And then they're like, we want a match. So they say, Young Bucks are like, yeah, we were Bullet Club once, so we could be Bullet Club for a night again. And then go, hey, you know who's in the Bullet Club now? A lot of people went, I don't know. And he's like, Hikuleo and El Fantasmo. So we're going to team up with them. We're going to face Sting and Darby and any of their friends.
Yeah.
What? Don't worry. This will get even more confusing and weird later.
I feel at times you just, because it's the pace of the show, like so often the show finishes and we're like, all right, Wikipedia. What's the card? Sometimes it just needs subtitles or something like.
Okay, I'll say this. Like, we love wrestling. We watch it every week. We do fucking podcasts on about this. We watch stuff on Twitter. We see New Japan. We see stuff from all over the world. But sometimes they act like WWE dumbs shit down so much. Like, hey, did you see this replay of what happened 2 hours ago? Here's it 6 times. and then an hour later, like, here's the same replay. Like, they really hit you over the head with stuff. AEW tries to not do that, but therefore can, like, be a detriment to them.
It needs a middle ground, because, like, for me, I do follow the products. It's Forbidden Door season. You're gonna get these people from New Japan come over. I'm okay with throwing out, it's Hikuleo and El Phantasmo. If you watch and enjoy the show and you don't know who these are, you've got a phone, you've got Google, you can look up and be like, okay, they're in Bullet Club. All right, I get it. But it's the speed it's thrown at you.
Yeah.
And that's why just sacrificing something like that Satnam Singh, Sanjay Dutt bit, where you can like repeat it a couple of times. It's what you do when you promote, like at the end of the shows, we're giving our like plugs, and we'll say like patreon.com/upnext a few times, so it's in there. Like, so when it's just like,
sorry, what was that website?
patreon.com/upnext. But when it's like, we don't have a match on the show, so you know what, Sting and Davie, you get 2 people, I've got El Phantasmo and Hikuleo, and we're gonna have a 8-man match, and now it's Malachi Black versus Penta. All right, sorry, what did he say?
Yeah,
I think that's what it is. I don't mind this. I like that they don't have to hold my hand through everything, and they rely on a fan having a deep knowledge to like kind of give us the wrestling product we want, and it's up to other people to kind of do their research and jump on board.
Yeah.
But it is the pace of it. You need to trim some shit out of this show to just have you breathe and be like, all right, that's the match. That sounds cool. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very weird that they sometimes like miss steps in things. Like again, nitpicking here, but Danielson coming out earlier is like, well, everyone knows I'm supposed to have this. No, you didn't know you had this match.
Rampage, when Excalibur said it in a throwaway line on commentary, or you watch New Japan, like, no,
we didn't know. You never talked about this match
on TV.
There's a lot of times they do that, and I'm like, okay, wait a second, I do watch these shows, and you're like going way too fast. Like, just chill. Tell me.
Yeah, like if they'd have shown the Zack Sabre Jr. promo last week and set it up, okay.
Maybe they didn't want to because Danielson's hurt. Yeah. So, but still, it's little things like that where, like, even me who does watch everything, I'm like, wait, can you just explain why the Bucks are teaming with El Phantasmo and Hikuleo, but they're like Bullet Club?
What I do think is cool about this is, I think El Phantasmo with the Bucks could be pretty fun.
Yeah.
We were talking on a show we just recorded about like you enjoying those 6-mans because the goofiness of like Kenny with these two. I think El Phantasmo's got that, and they could do some real like shitty heel like shtick together. But also thinking about it, it's pretty cool that Meng's son is facing Sting, like because Meng and Sting was a thing. So it does kind of make sense why it's these guys. But after this promo, it took me to after the show to sit down and look and see what's the thing. Okay, there are these connections here.
Well, like El Phantasmo is basically a cosplaying Young Buck.
Yeah.
He's been the Young Buck replacement in Bullet Club since he's joined. Like, he pretty much is a third Buck is what he's trying to go for.
I think this match could be, I mean, it's Bucks on pay-per-view. They don't really miss.
No, it's just weird.
I think, and actually, we kind of mentioned the tag division in New Japan. There isn't that dream tag team. I think when you're going, all right,
Hikuleo. Phantasmo.
No, like for Bucks to have a one-on-one tag team match, it's actually you go, all right, who is there? There isn't a team that excites. What, Chase Owens and Bad Luck Fale? No, like you're not. So it makes God, I guess, but it's still not a dream match to the potential of certain singles matches you could have. So I'm okay with this, but it's just another 8-man, 10-man, 6-man.
Yeah, what's with them just throwing in Hikuleo and random things? Like, stop trying to make Hikuleo happen. It's not gonna happen. Sorry, dude's fine, but like he keeps getting wedged into these like matches, and it's like, yo, it's not really it.
Yeah,
maybe he'll steal the show on Sunday.
Yeah.
We go to an All-Atlantic Championship qualifying match. The winner of this match is added to the Fatal 4-Way this Sunday for the debut of this championship, which Malachi Black is facing Penta, And again, maybe you are a fan who, reads into things and knows certain things. You may know that Penta is not allowed to wrestle on Sunday because of the New Japan, AAA, was it? Something going on with the contracts, and there's a few different things from back in the day. So anyone with that knowledge went, well, I wonder who's winning this match, because the winner goes to the match. Malachi versus Penta. I love both these guys. I was pretty hyped for this match. Right away, Penta lights up Black, sends him to the outside, and hits a huge tope con hilo. Back in the ring, he's hitting Black with a series of strikes, but Black comes back with kicks of his own. They're then fighting on the apron, and Penta goes to the outside and takes a tumble when Black hits his triangle moonsault, which looks beautiful. Back in the ring, he hits a double stomp off the top, but Penta kicks out. They're then fighting back and forth, and Penta tries to go for the package pile driver on the apron, but it gets out of it. They're then fighting on the top rope back in the ring, and Penta hits an avalanche package pile driver.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Nasty. But it's not enough. He's too slow on the pinfall there, so Black is able to get his foot on the rope. When they get back, Penta is going for a series of moves, but is countered, and out of nowhere, the Black Mass connects, and Penta loses. Malachi Black advances to the Fatal 4-Way this Sunday.
Yeah, this was a good match, but I can't say I was really thinking about it much at the end. Like, there was nothing wrong. There was some cool stuff in it. I like both guys. I don't think Penta is, as a single star, at that level that he should be. And I think he's taken quite a lot of losses where I don't view him at the point I used to. And again, as you mentioned, with us kind of knowing that he's not going to be on this show, it was a foregone conclusion who's winning this. It was an enjoyable, good match, but didn't blow me away.
I think there was a better match between the two.
The Avalanche Fear Factor was cool. The Black Mass always looks great. Sorry, the spinning back heel kick. As
you're not allowed to call it Black Mass?
He needs a name for it.
Black Mass, I thought. I wrote Fade to Black, and then I was like, that's not the right name.
We call it the Black Mass, but Excalibur's always like, oh, that spinning back heel kick.
Nice.
Like, that's catchy.
Ring moves.
Yeah. The toss power bomb.
The kick to midsection jawbreaker.
Yeah.
Imagine that was the name of the stunner all these years. So after the match, Pac comes out and he's checking on Penta, staring down Malachi here. Yeah. When we get an insert video from Miro, the Redeemer, and he's talking about God. He's talking about getting his second chance, and he's going to redeem himself, and he's going to make all these guys meet their maker. And
the match is going to be great.
100%.
Miro is my pick to win this thing.
Me too.
I think he makes the most sense. This kind of return, these promos, his quest for gold. I think he'd be a good choice for this. Again, I kind of wish it was just a singles Ishii and Miro, but the talent involved, it's going to be great.
Pac and Black are going to do all sorts of crazy flying around each other, all sorts of stuff, and then you'll get the standoff with Miro Ishii. Yeah. They'll break each other down. It'll be good, 100%. Ishii and Miro kicking the hell out of each other, 100%. Can't wait for that. I do think it's Miro as well. We go to our next match. Hangman Adam Page going one-on-one with Silas Young. Remember Silas Young?
Yeah, I do.
Ring of Honor.
We just talked about him on our Ring of Honor show.
The last real man in professional wrestling, Silas Young. Shout out Ring of Honor, and shout out his mustache. Yeah. Still going strong. So actually, these two know each other because they did wrestle in Ring of Honor and stuff like that. When Page was a young boy back in Ring of Honor. Adam Cole joins commentary here and mentions that there's some issues with his friend Jay White, but he'll get to that a bit later. Silas and Page start off with some great technical wrestling. This is definitely showcasing Silas here. I mean, if it's for someone who's not seen him before, you kind of look at this guy and go, okay, all right, a little older guy, rough around the edges, but here he was doing some great technical wrestling. Yeah,
and you heard a few like oohs and ahs from this crowd as well, who maybe on. I mean, he's from Wisconsin. He's from. Was it Wisconsin this week?
Yeah, Milwaukee.
Yeah, he's from there, so he's the hometown guy. But I think people were like kind of looking at this old guy, and then he's doing kip ups and a sweep bridge out of a move.
Good for him. It looked great.
Like, oh, He looked really good here, I thought.
Well, he is matching Page with all the like agility and technical and counter and everything like that. Eventually, Page gets the upper hand, sends him to the outside, and hits the Orihara moonsault. Back in the ring, Silas gets Hangman in the corner and hits him with a huge chop, but Hangman like no-sells it, puts his face in Silas's face and says, "Come on, bring it. I'm not backing down. I'm a different person from when you knew me, almost 10 years ago in Ring of Honor." So then they keep going back and forth. Eventually there's a superplex, a huge lariat. Silas comes back with his like lariat backbreaker combo. I believe he used to use this as his finisher. He goes for a like double rope, like almost like an Arabian moonsault press he used to do as well. And
he sets up, it's like the you can't escape, and he lost his footing a bit, but like as the vet, he just stands there, kind of smacks the turnbuckle post, and then does this headstand into the Arabian moonsault and completely saved it. Because again, you look at this guy, he looked kind of old and greasy, and you're not expecting him to do shit like this. And I thought it was really cool.
Well, he misses that because Hangman gets out of the way, hits him with the lariat on the like apron, sets up for the buckshot lariat, and Hangman beats Silas just like that. But I thought a pretty sweet little match here.
I think this is my match of the night.
Yeah, probably.
I really enjoyed this one. I thought Silas really showed up. I think it must have been quite cool for Hangman if he was like this guy's young boy and Silas kind of helping him out at the start of his career, and now you're doing it in a big arena with fancy production. And it was probably like almost like a thank you from Hangman to Silas doing this sort of match.
Yeah.
I really like this. I thought this was good, and I imagine this is kind of... I think we'll see more of this, where we get old ROH people that Tony Khan maybe wants in ROH once it's relaunched, and it's just a way of getting a bigger audience slightly familiar. And if you do it with your hometown people, like it makes sense. I thought this was smart and was one of the better wrestling matches on the show.
I've watched so much of Silas Young through Ring of Honor, especially when I worked at Fight Network and stuff. Like, watched so much of him, so it was kind of cool to see him here. And I thought he shined, so good for him.
Yeah.
And his mustache. Afterwards, Jay White comes out and says, Hangman, you're still not getting this match. Cole, you're not getting this match. So Cole's kind of mad, like, what the hell? And this is when they both decide to double team and beat up on Hangman here.
I like how he said, like, I'd love to do that whole, Bullet Club Undisputed Elite thing. It sounds great, but you lost to him twice. So you don't really deserve it.
Yeah, you don't really need a title shot, and neither do you, Hangman. He's just like, I'm not going to defend against either of you. Haha, heel logic, right? Yeah. The heel's like, I took out both of you, therefore I don't have to have a match. Yeah. And it's like, I wonder what's going to happen. Well, Hangman's getting beat up from both of them when the coin flip.
Ooh.
The coin flip hits, and Milwaukee goes insane because out comes the Rainmaker in his AEW debut here, Kazuchika Okada, coming down to the ring for the save as he beats them up, sending them packing, and stands tall with Hangman Page. But Okada is here.
You hear a real difference from JR when he knows a guy and when he doesn't know a guy, because he's going like, this is one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet.
Ever.
I've called so many of his matches. He's awesome. I feel like I'm a broken record for this show. I think the match is going to be good. It's disappointing to me that we're having this four-way. And, like, can we get over just that kind of politics in wrestling when you're doing these cross-promotion things? We don't care. Like, I don't care if Okada takes a loss. I don't care if Hangman takes a loss. I just want a good match. And the singles matches are your marquees, I think.
Yep.
Like, it made no sense. Jay White's like, neither of you deserve a title shot, so I'm going to give 3 of you a title shot, essentially.
Yeah.
And I actually thought Okada here, he looked a little lost when it was coming to the beatdown in the ring. And I don't know if you're seeing this guy for the first time. The way he was dressed, like, obviously he's not going to save in a robe and stuff, but I'm so used to him looking like fucking God, and being one of the best in the world, and just coming out in his t-shirt and jeans and some sneaks.
Yeah.
This isn't, when you imagine the debut of Okada, you imagine it being a show closer, everyone talking about it.
Yeah.
And then we're moving right on to
the
Jade and the baddies. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
So
Look, Okada, even if you never watched him before, you got the sense he was important because the reaction from the crowd, they erupted. They were losing their minds. And yeah, JR usually in AEW isn't too good at helping getting people over, but here he was. Both him and Excalibur were like, if you don't know this guy, know this guy.
You should, yeah.
But my criticism of this is, this was the debut of Okada from years. We're going to go, remember when Okada made his first debut? Came out in his like tracksuit and did a few punches and was just kind of looking around like, this is it? Okay, cool. It wasn't the way I kind of imagined Okada. Remember, like, time ago, we were like, oh, imagine winter is coming, Okada comes out at the end or something. You know, like something like that, where everyone will be talking about it. Everyone's just talking about how they don't really care about this match.
Yeah, it is.
So it's really, it was a lackluster coin flip pop.
I think, I feel it would have been way stronger having Adam Cole versus Jay White.
Yeah.
And Hangman versus Okada.
Yep, me too.
And I think they view Tanner now as he's like in the kind of twilight of his career as someone, we see Tanner take a lot of losses, you know, in G1s and Tokyo Domes and stuff. He's fine. He's bulletproof now. He's had his run there. He might have another title run in him, possibly not. So he's the singles guy you can sacrifice against your top star. Okada, they still don't want to do that with.
For sure.
And yeah, I mean, Adam Cole's in this to take the pin.
Yeah, it's 4 wrestlers I am a big fan of. Like, I love all 4 of these guys, and Jay White. But it's just not hitting. I don't care about these 4-way matches that much. And there's already a 4-way match on this card.
Yeah.
So I'm a little like,
just that think of the big moments. Just to have, you know, Okada Hangman. The 30 seconds before the match starts, where they're just standing in the ring facing off in a singles match. You get the crowd getting hyped for it. You don't get that in these multi-man matches.
No, it's really weird that they decided to book this.
It feels like this is what you do at your paybacks, your battlegrounds. That's when you do the multi-man matches. And this is meant to be your big once a year kind of crossover thing.
Yeah, again, fickle wrestling fan in me is like, wow, that's how they brought in Okada. Like, that was it. At least he wasn't dressed like the Green Hornet or anything. But, like, I was like, okay, at least the crowd reacted. Because it would have been a lackluster if the crowd just went, oh, okay, this is Okada. I mean, it would be cool if
Okada... And they don't announce the match to another half an hour. Because we're still at the end of this segment, at this point in the show, going, but what is the match?
JR goes, wow, these guys, that was crazy. Okada's here. But you got to buy the pay-per-view this Sunday. Yeah, but what the fuck is the match? And then they tell us later, and everyone goes, oh, okay. Yeah, a little lackluster there. Well, it comes back, and we do go to the baddie section. And is it just me, or like Okada could have showed up there? That would have been sweet. They're talking about
Okada and the baddies?
They're like, yo, Red Velvet's out. We need a new baddie. They should have had Okada walking by like, sorry, what's going on? And then just join them.
He's with best friends. Did you see the picture of him with the best friends?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's all of them doing the thumb?
So Okada is in AEW. Well, he's kind of in AEW, but not necessarily the way we thought he would be. I think there was a million different ways you could have done this. The thing is, like, the pay-per-view sold out right away. So Tony Khan's like, yeah, I don't need to tell you what's on the show.
I mean, I'm sure there's stuff with, you know, the tour dates in Japan and flights and stuff like that. But
sure.
Yeah, like this, I feel like, I don't know, just...
Yeah.
They need to think ahead more next year and do the... I think when Jericho was doing stuff with building a feud, he'd send in videos and all that kind of thing when he couldn't always just fly to Japan. He'd fly to Japan to make an angle work, but a lot of it was video stuff, him cutting promos against turtles while drinking goose, you know, and like shit like that.
That was great. The turtle promo.
So I think we could have done more of that in the last month. Have stuff on the New Japan tour, have stuff on Dynamite every week. Zack Sabre Jr. is a great promo. He's English speaking. You have him, the one time is him to come up to just stand there to go,
oi, dickhead.
I'm not facing you, dickhead, and I don't know who I'm facing.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Everything's felt weird on this show, for sure. The best part is when the baddie section tell us how we can join the baddies. They go, look, Red Velvet's out of here, so we need some new baddies. And I mean, we're going to Detroit next week. We need to get into the baddie section.
It's my one goal.
Yeah.
No, 2 goals. 1,000 subscriptions on YouTube.
Yeah.
And be in the baddie section.
The rules are you got to send in some photos, and Stokely says, "But keep it PG, you heathens. you keep it PG." And in 140 characters or less, like, let us know why you should be in the baddies.
Didn't they make Tony blow a raspberry as well?
I don't know. Cut the shit.
Yeah. Who would be a good addition for the baddies from the roster?
While Red Velvet is out?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seen people saying Sunny Kiss.
Okay.
Which could actually work for them.
Sasha Banks.
I don't know about that quite yet. Depends what her lawyers managed to work out. But
yeah, I don't know who would join the baddie. I mean, well, we're going to be there next week, so maybe we'll be joining the baddie section.
Maybe.
Are you going to wear your watermelon shirt?
Are you going to wear your jellyfish shirt?
That's right.
I like going out. If you're watching the feed right now, I'm wearing like a parakeet shirt.
Nice.
I like wearing shirts with things on because people talk to you and they're nice to you. I've got this lovely watermelon shirt.
Davie,
everyone's always nice to me when I wear the watermelon shirt.
If you've seen any social stuff, yeah, Davie has been wearing this watermelon shirt that he's taken to different countries. You've traveled the world with this watermelon shirt in the last year or so, and every time you wear it out, like, yeah, everyone always goes, "Whoa, watermelon guy, watermelon shirt."
But this cute girl has just told me I look great in Central Park.
Whoa,
just
watermelon shirt.
Made my year.
So I'm out yesterday. I'm at like Marshall's or whatever, and I'm like looking for a pair of shorts, and I see some like nice Hawaiian shirts like the ones you wear, and then I see one in my size, but it's jellyfish on the shirt. And I was like, oh, it'd be really funny if you wore your watermelon shirt. Now I show up wearing like a jellyfish shirt. It'd be funny if we would look like a couple for sure. So I was like, I don't know if this shirt's me. I don't know. So I go and try it on with the shorts, and I was like, wow, this whole fit, like I'm looking good. Not Christian level good, Christian Cage level good, but I'm like, huh. So I'm still on the fence, but I'm like, $30, like even if I wear it once, fuck it, I'll buy the shirt. I look good in it. I look fly. I go to the cashier. It's like a little older woman, and she's like, whoa, this shirt. And then she like looks at me. She's like, yes, this will look so good on you. I'm like, you think so? Like, I'm thinking I'm going to wear it once and, like, never wear it again. She's like, you're going to wear it. You're going to wear it every day. I'm like, should I wear it tonight? She's like, yeah, you are. You're going to wear it tonight. I was like, all right, lady. All right, ma'am. I'm going to wear the shirt and do you proud. You're right. I wore the shirt out last night. Like, how many fucking people come up to me? Girls coming up to me. Guys coming up to me. Yo, your shirt. It's amazing.
Yeah, I got hit on quite a lot by guys last night. It's Pride Week.
Yeah, it's Pride Week in Toronto, and it's pretty crazy. Yeah,
it's good. It's a compliment.
This one guy wouldn't leave you alone last night. He looked like the nerdy scientist from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
If my calculations, that guy.
Yeah.
And he was just like, at first he was just talking to you, but me and you were like mid sentence, and then he kind of looks over like, oh, were you guys like busy? And you're like, yeah.
I just went, I haven't seen him for a while. We're trying to catch up. Sorry.
And then he's just like, keeps talking. And then he's like, sorry, do you want me to leave you alone? You're like, yeah. And he's like, oh, sorry. And he walks off.
He started stroking my back when I was playing pinball. I was like, no.
And then you got multi-ball.
But yeah, I did. But people were nice to you, yeah? You gonna wear it again?
Yeah, a lot of people came up to me about this. I love jellyfish though. Yeah. That is the thing I'm obsessed with, jellyfish. So when I saw the shirt, I'm like, that's a very me shirt. So yeah.
So we need a photo in watermelon and jellyfish. Get it nicely done, nicely touched up and sent to Jade.
Yeah, and be like, hey, look, we could be in the baddies. Watermelon, jellyfish.
Is that our names? Stokely Hathaway, Jade Cargill, Kira Hogan, and Watermelon Jellyfish.
Give me the name of our new podcast.
Watermelon Jellyfish? I am not against it. We got to commit to the gimmick though, like every week.
Oh my god. I need multiple. You need multiple watermelon shirts? I need multiple.
What people love about the watermelon shirt is first they're like, wow, that's cool, watermelons. And then they go, oh my god, and some have been bitten. Like, some have been eaten.
Same with the jellyfish. Some have been stepped on or peed on. Wait.
You've got, is it Steve Irwin on the back? Like,
no, I'm not getting
that would be the Christian level, wouldn't it?
Wearing, what's the animal?
It's a jellyfish.
That wasn't a jelly. He didn't die from a jellyfish.
He died from a jellyfish.
Dude,
stingray.
I would not be supporting jellyfish. You think I would be wearing stingrays on my shirt?
It's true.
Stingrays had a fine. They were fine in the animal kingdom until they literally murdered the greatest human being to ever live.
Yeah.
So they get a bad rap now.
Did you ever watch the show Stingray? Do you know Thunderbirds?
Yeah.
Okay, there was another show like that with similar puppets called Stingray. It's pretty cool. Okay.
Well, we hope you're enjoying our AEW review, talking about jellyfish shirts. While we're off on the beaten path, we didn't talk about the paramedics the other night. Oh. Maybe we should save that for behind the BDE. But
yeah,
we had a great encounter at 4 a.m. at a Rabba bodega with me and you stoned out of our minds. Are like, do we get the pizza with the olives on it? Do we getting these things? What are we getting? And this girl just out of nowhere is like, do it. Get both. And I look over, I'm like, oh, you're a paramedic. Just late night, they're buying sushi. And I was like, you're buying sushi at 4 a.m.? I feel less bad about what we're doing.
I was getting a little shy as well. I was intimidated. I was like, thank you for your service.
And then she looks at me and she's like, oh, you guys are having a good night. And I was like, look, we're out here getting pizza. You're buying sushi. It's just a great time. It's a lovely summer night. She's like, I wish I was as high as you both are right now. And I laugh and I'm like, yeah, but you're a hero. You're a paramedic. You're paramedics. You're saving people's lives. And they're like, stop. And me and you look at each other like, did we just fall in love?
Yeah.
Hear the full story on Behind the BD.
Coming out sometime month.
Soon. Well, I guess we can continue talking about AEW. If you're still listening to this, thank you. We appreciate you. The baddie section, Jade says cut the shit. They're going to find new baddies. They then go to Statlander and Athena. And I don't know if Statlander's picked up on Athena's traits, but they're doing the mocking baddies. Oh, look at us. We're the baddies.
Oh, come and join the baddies. I still want to be on the baddies.
Oh, come smell what I smell like or something. She's making fun of Jade. That's what they said. Okay. Yeah. She said, oh, don't I smell good? I'm Jade. Just mocking her. I was laughing at this, but also huh.
Athena just always makes me cringe. I hate... It's difficult as baby faces, I think, at times to come across as cool. And whenever they do this mocking thing, I'm always like, ugh, just doesn't work for me. Yeah. Not just these two. I've seen it a few times recently when a baby face mocks and meh.
Yeah, it doesn't do anyone. It doesn't do anyone just no, doesn't make you look good.
No,
because you're supposed to be the good guy, but you're being I always think that I love Statlander.
I'd rather I don't give a fuck about the baddie section. Yeah. I'm going to kick your ass and take your title.
There you go. That's all you need to do. Instead, you're sinking.
And Kira Hogan, fuck you as well. That's what I want. Badasses.
Cut the shit. They do say that. Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I'm not even interested in it. That after watching this promo, I'm I don't care. I was more interested before they started doing that annoying squeaking stuff, but yeah, pretty much. We go to our next match, Marina Shafir versus Toni Storm in a match, and we get Marina Shafir coming out with Nyla Rose. Now they're a team.
Yeah, well, I guess this happened on Rampage. I'm just okay, where's Vicky? Where the fuck is Vicky?
Yeah, I guess so. So Marina Shafir and Nyla Rose are a team. I love Marina Shafir's music because it's just these loud, scary sounding strings and stuff. And Marina Shafir is going up against Toni, and Nyla keeps trying to get into on the apron, kind of swooping at Toni's leg and everything like that. Marina takes control and starts beating down on Toni. They go to picture-in-picture. When we come back, Toni starts fighting back. She eventually gets Marina in the corner and does her running ass attack. I love how Toni now smacks her own ass to get the crowd hype about it because they know it's coming.
This hip attack, when she did it against Britt the other week and this week, it's one of those moves where I'm how are you not just hurting this person? It looks...
Britt sold it like she was like concussed last time, so you could believe it.
And this one looked great as well.
Yeah, murdering her. Yeah, just nasty here, but keeps attacking Marina here does that running ass attack, which was pretty sweet. Nyla keeps trying to distract the referee, though, after this. There's German suplexes, and then right after Nyla tries to distract her, it's Toni who just gets a roll-up on Marina and gets the 1-2-3. But Toni Storm wins, and Nyla
nice
attacks.
roll-up, actually, I thought.
Yeah.
Like, completely trapping her. And they gave Marina a lot in this match, I thought. They were making... It was one of those matches where it was pretty much her dominant the whole time, then, like, almost banana peel moment at the end with Toni winning. Toni is... keeps on looking better for me. And I think Marina is someone... I don't know if the Nyla Rose thing is it. I don't know if quite the character is there for me. I get what they're going for. This, like, just almost like a stone cold, like a... Not stone, like... But just like a stone-hearted, like...
Evil lady.
Got the MMA background and all that. I think there's work to be done with that. But I do think Marina is improving as well.
Me too.
And could be a good player in this division.
After the match, Nyla attacks. They beat her down, but Thunder Rosa comes out for the save, and then we kind of have the stare down because Storm hands her the title. Like, here you go. I'm going to be taking this from you on Sunday. So that's the match this Sunday, Toni and Thunder.
Yeah. Yeah, there was... I think didn't... sorry, who is it? Toni used the title on Nyla, right? So she's holding it, and Thunder's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Holding my belt.
I think that match could be pretty good.
I think the match would be good, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't mind this match as well. I do think Marina could be a big player here. The wrestling keeps getting better and better. We go to... Where do we go to? We go to...
Sting and Davie.
Oh, yeah. Sting and Darby. They're like, wow, we have a match with the Young Bucks and... Who? Hikuleo? Who's that? I don't know what that is. They mentioned that Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are both injured.
Right.
So Red Dragon, that's why they're not in this match. So they say that they're ducking him. Like, you don't even want to face us and all that. So now we're gonna have to find some friends to fight your team of the Young Bucks, Hikuleo and Phantasmo. So Darby's like, we got some friends. We got some dudes who are crazy like us. So our tag team is going to be Shingo Takagi and Hiromu Takahashi. Two of the biggest stars in New Japan are just going to be in a tag match here.
They are. Yet the more I think about it, though, it's like, again, it is the Bucks. It's Bucks on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Like, there is going to be some crazy stuff between, like, Hiromu and the Bucks. That's going to be great. Shingo and the Bucks. I think this match is going to be awesome. Yeah, I would have taken a Shingo singles match against anyone, a Hiromu singles match against anyone.
I wanted Darby versus Hiromu.
Darby versus Hiromu, Sting versus Shingo.
Darby, Hiromu, the Dragon, Shingo versus Luchasaurus.
And, there are so many other options. I do think the match is going to be great. I don't know what the connection is with Darby and Sting and Shingo and Hiromu.
I'll tell you the connection because they have a name for this team.
Yeah.
Now. Dudes with attitudes.
We're just big fans of Shawn and Diesel, are they?
I started laughing and I'm like, wait, does that actually say that? I like rubbed my eyes. No, it doesn't say dudes with attitudes.
So it's Bullet Club versus dudes with attitudes.
Stop. Just stop.
Why not? Why not?
I think I'm turning myself into a fan of this match.
Yeah, me too. It's all of these matches are gonna, like, I'd prefer something else, but this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Sting in these multi-man tag things is always entertaining. He's gonna do something crazy. You know Hiromu's gonna do something like Hiromu and Nick Jackson.
Yeah.
Going at it. That's gonna be nuts. Like, this is gonna be, and then you got Darby, who's insane. Like, this match is going to be great, I think, and one of the best on the show. But it's just weird.
It's just so weird. It's just weird because you want it. You hear Dream Match, pay-per-view, Forbidden Door, New Japan, AEW. You think Shingo is one of their big players versus Danielson. You think Shingo versus Hangman, or like just big main matches, and instead we're getting these like thrown together tags and four ways and all this.
And it's the fact that a lot of these matches aren't even purely AEW versus New Japan.
They're teaming.
It's team ups and things.
Yeah. So it's just a little weird, but yeah, Shingo and Hiromu on pay-per-view, awesome. Just kind of weird how they did it here. It's just Darby going, "Oh yeah, got these guys. They're crazy." can you not come up with anything to make this? I don't know. It's just a little weird.
The whole thing was, there's a pay-per-view on Sunday and none of us are booked. Shall we have a match?
Let's do it. What's Hikuleo doing? Let's get him in there. We get a video for Rey Fenix and Andrade. They're going to be going one-on-one on Rampage this Friday. I guess it's, hey, we can't let you guys wrestle on that show, so here's Rampage.
Yeah.
You can wrestle then.
Andrade, Rey Fenix?
Yeah, sounds amazing.
Sounds great.
I mean, Andrade versus Will Ospreay also sounds pretty good, but we didn't get that.
One day.
Also on Rampage, the DKC, this guy from New Japan.
Okay.
Versus Hook, so I can tell you he's not winning that match.
So that's the DKC is in the pre-show. So Max Caster and the Gun Club.
That's on
taking on Alex Coughlin, Kevin Knight.
We sound DCC crazy trying to
and Yuya Uemura.
Yeah, sure. We also get a Cobb versus Cash Wheeler on Rampage.
Okay.
This Friday as well.
A rare Cash singles match.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot. So then we go to our main event. Mox and Tana versus Jericho and Archer. The team of Jericho and Archer just randomly friends now. Jericho doesn't have enough friends.
So yeah, the story is Jericho has paid Suzuki Gun to help him in this feud against the Blackpool Combat Club, Santana Ortiz.
Because he doesn't have enough people in his...
He's not got enough people.
Even though he just got Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
He has Jake Hager.
Yeah.
He's got all these people. But no, I just need Lance Archer.
It's one of those things, it's like when the 2001 invasion happened, where you go, we don't actually have enough of the guys, so... Dudley's, you're an ECW. Rhino, you're an ECW. Like, all these guys that we already have, we'll put you there. Lance Archer is that. It's, you have a name in New Japan, so for the sake of this story, you're a New Japan guy now.
Yeah.
Even though you've been under contract with us for 3 years.
And then it's classic, Mox and Tana are facing each other, but let's put them in the tag team.
Yeah.
Can they coexist? Archer hits, like, early on in this match, he's putting boots to Tanahashi and Moxley here. He has Moxley up for, like, a choke slam, almost like his full Nelson slam there for a near fall. Moxley is in with Jericho, and Jericho keeps trying to beat him up, but Moxley starts countering some moves, and people on the outside, like Sammy Guevara, keep trying to get involved, trying to, like, swipe at the leg of him. Lots of people on the aprons here in AEW, all apron wrestling. Archer eventually hits the pounce on Mox, Serengeti, for a near fall. They go to picture-in-picture, and they keep beating up Mox, tagging in and out. The referee is distracted, and then on the outside, Sammy and Ty start beating up Moxley as well, like start slapping him and punching him. But when we come back, Mox finally tags in Tanahashi, who's just on fire here. He's running clotheslines and sling blades, but eventually gets hit with a code breaker from Jericho, and then is put in the walls, but eventually gets out of this. He hits a code breaker of his own on Jericho, and then goes for the high fly flow.
Yeah, it was like a one-legged one.
One-legged one, yeah, like Gregory Helms used to do. Weird callback. There's a high fly flow, but it's countered into the walls of Jericho again, and this time Jericho has the walls on Tana for quite a long time, and then he looks over to his right, and he's like, yo, Mox, and realizes, fuck, Mox is not over here. So then he yells, Sammy, go get Mox. So Sammy goes around the other side of the ring to try to stop Mox from getting in the ring, when he's actually like, Mox, you're missing your cue. So Mox then goes in the ring, runs at Jericho, and hits the RKO.
This is really strange, and maybe part of it as well is like Tana not working the American cameras the same way, because I felt here it wouldn't have felt as odd if the camera was in on Tana's face, selling like the pain of being in this Walls of Jericho forever and not tapping. But they had their back to the hard cam, and it was just stood in this.
This is Jericho
and it
calling
didn't look
the
like
spot.
Tana was struggling at all. So you're like, what's going on? It's kind of come to a standstill. And just the way the camera, you saw everything. You saw Sammy run in to get Mox.
You could see everything.
Mox eventually run in with the cutter.
It was where the fuck is Vicky, essentially.
Yeah,
where the fuck is Mox?
It was a mess.
Remember Jericho in WWE, he had someone in the walls, and when Randy was supposed to RKO, because this is what the spot was. This is Mox hitting him with the cutter while he's in the walls. Yeah. But Randy went to do it and messes up, so then does the whole spot again. Right. He gets up, runs the ropes again, and Jericho just has to watch him.
Yeah.
That's what this was right here. It was really, really odd. He eventually does hit him with a cutter, even though he missed his cue, but Sammy got him. Eventually hits the paradigm shift on, was it on Archer, I think?
Yes.
I guess so, because Jericho wouldn't take the pin here. Eventually, Tana does go up and hits the high fly flow and gets the 1-2-3. So Tanahashi and Moxley win the match, but then...
Yeah, this considering the talent involved, this didn't really do a whole lot for me, this match at all.
Yeah, even William Regal, who was on commentary, was like trying to explain everything. I was just like, dude, this doesn't make any sense. Like, this group's feuding with these people. Like, them trying to explain, it's just off.
I appreciate them trying to tie. So you're killing two birds with one stone here. We got Forbidden Door and we got Blood and Guts coming up, and they're trying to tie it together to have both working. It's just like they've put themselves in this corner. Like, Blood and Guts doesn't have to be next week.
Yeah,
you know, like
they've
made this happen. But I actually didn't enjoy the match either, which considering the people involved. I like very good.
Yeah, I like all the talent involved, and this match really didn't do it for me. And then afterwards, just a bizarre scene here. So after the match, it's a full-on brawl where all the Jericho people and whatever people are fighting, and then out comes like Sammy Guevara's fighting. We get Wheeler Yuta, we get Eddie Kingston, we're getting the 2.0 guys. Minoru Suzuki just walks down. The best part of this was Eddie Kingston actually looking scared for once. He's like, Suzuki, okay, I'm a little freaked out by this guy. But everyone's fighting everyone ringside like a bunch of lumberjack geeks, while Tanahashi and Moxley are the only two guys in the ring just staring at each other, making faces and poses. And that's when, Excalibur and JR is like, hey, order the pay-per-view. Have a good night. Oh, we're still live for another minute? Okay, let's just keep the shot here on these two guys.
Let's do the rundown again.
Like, how many times can Moxley say, let's fucking go on and see you Sunday? He says it like 4 times. They cut to people fighting for another minute. They keep cutting to people fighting. I mean, I don't know how many times I could see people no-selling punches they can't see.
Yeah.
Because they're not looking. And when there's like 20 people fighting, it cuts back to Tanahashi in the ring with Moxley. Clearly someone's cueing them to like, hey, do something. So then now it's Tanahashi growling.
It felt like we were watching the fight feed. It felt like the show had ended, and this is like, when the fight feed keeps on rolling and you're seeing the stuff that happened after. It's
Tanahashi making lemon face, lion face at Moxley, and then finally go, and we're out of here. Okay, see you later, and cut to black.
I imagine the match itself was meant to go longer than it did, and they ended early, and then it's this brawl. I think the visual could have been cool, everything. Like, it's showing Mox and Tanner, they don't care about any of this shit. All they care about is their match against each other in the title, and it's all these commotions going on around them, and they're in the middle. I think visually could have been cool if it ended 90 seconds before. Yeah. It just went on forever and just made this go-home show like a mess.
I thought this was a mess.
As I said earlier, the best thing was the Christian match.
The Christian promo.
The Christian promo, which isn't factored into Forbidden Door at all.
Or next.
We're fans. You've got us. We're getting the pay-per-view regardless.
Yeah.
Like, that's a given. And I think there are a lot of people who are like that. It's like, no, I'm a fan of this product. It's going to be great. But this show wasn't good this week.
If you listen to the show, we're super high on AEW. I definitely think AEW is like, just as a wrestling fan, it's made me so much more into wrestling since the beginning of AEW. If you listen to us talk about it, we're super positive. I think this was my least favorite Dynamite I've ever watched.
I think what we're starting to see is Tony Khan's juggling a lot of shit at the same time, and some of the balls are starting to drop a bit.
Yes.
Like, think on top of all this, you've got him who wants to run Ring of Honor and book Ring of Honor as well. You've got this constant flow of new big signings coming in, and then a lot of them just get forgotten about. We don't really know kind of the the tiers. It's Lance Archer will disappear for a while, and then it's just like suddenly he's someone we got to care about. You can see like Keith Lee and Swerve are barely on TV, at least on Dynamite, and there's just so much going on that you've now got a new title being involved. You're trying to book 2 big events at the same time, and the cracks are starting to show, I think. And I kind of think it might need a bit of a sort of hard reset after Blood and Guts and be like, right, we've got Forbidden Door out the way. We can learn from that for next time and try and make it a bit more cohesive. But we need to focus on like 5 main feuds going forward to the next thing, and don't keep on just having like, I thought it was great Silas Young was on it, but you don't need to have all these other people and all these other belts that you're juggling.
This week was not the week to do that.
We need to streamline it a little bit because it is getting messy now.
Yeah, this, like, if you look at what happened on this show, like some of the matches, some of the things that happened, Okada debuting here in AEW, that should be something I should be talking about tomorrow and stuff. And I don't think that is the case. I think they dropped the coin on that one literally because it just felt a little all over the place. You're right. Of course I'm buying this pay-per-view. I love giving AEW my money. Love giving TK my money because their pay-per-views are awesome. I've never ordered an AEW pay-per-view and went, wow, that was a complete waste of time and money. Not at all. Love this product. Love it. But this hyping up for this pay-per-view has been the weakest hype up for any of their pay-per-views thus far. And I thought with what you had with all the talent going forward, and this is the card that we're coming up with. This was the angles. This was the build to this. It has to be, in recent memory, one of the worst builds to anything.
I would say, though, we had similar criticisms going into Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
It was like suddenly the week of the show, and
here's all these matches.
All these other matches were announced. And, okay, you've sold out the venue. Cool. But I think there is something to build anticipation for a match, knowing what the match is and having those couple of weeks of promos to build it and build the sports entertainment of it, but we know the wrestling's going to be good.
Yeah.
But that's where they've dropped in the last couple of months, and I do think a lot of it is just so much shit going on.
Yeah. Again, I really wanted to get into this, and I wanted them to build this pay-per-view, but everything just felt like everything just was a big bizarre mess. I felt like watching this, and usually everyone's making fun of Excalibur for going off on the runs of how fast he's reading these things and everything, but like he was going nuts.
This was a rib, surely.
It had to be like there's so much shit he's got to say.
He started to stumble.
He was stumbling and going over the place
so
like
much.
it's all over the place. So I think the pay-per-view, because of the like now we're all a little bit sour on it. I think that when it shines through and the matches deliver, we'll be like, wow, we were wrong. It was such a good show. So like I'm hoping that's the case.
And anyone
Sunday
who is going, you are going to have a great time.
Yeah, it'll still be an awesome show. I mean, you get to see Shota.
You do.
In a match.
Go to Howl at the Moon after.
There you go. In Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's look at some of these matches. We got the pre-show, Max Caster and the Gun Club going up against Alex Coughlin? Coughlin?
Yeah.
Nice. Kevin Knight, the DKC, and Yuya in an 8-man tag match.
It's got to be Caster and the Ass Boys.
Yeah, Scissor Me. 2 sweets out. Scissors are in. Shota, Umino, Wheeler Yuta, and Kingston versus the Jericho Appreciation and Suzuki. So Lance Archer's not even in that match. Okay, got it.
Wait. Fucking hell. Yeah, you're right. I think you had JAS win Arena Anarchy.
Yeah.
So
no, Jericho's winning here.
You think?
Yeah, Shota's taking the pin.
Okay. Sorry, what's the match?
Shota, Wheeler, Eddie versus Jericho, Sammy, and Suzuki. Shota's taking the pin.
I'm going to go with the baby faces
Shota gets to
make Blood and Guts like the rubber match.
Okay. But I mean, this has nothing to do with...
Well, it's Jericho and Kingston.
It's literally one guy who is in that match versus
and
one guy.
You got Eddie.
Yeah, but he wasn't like... It's not right. It's not right.
I'm sticking by what I said.
Darby Allin, Hiromu, Shingo, and Sting versus the Young Bucks and Hikuleo and El Phantasmo.
Dudes with attitudes to set up the Sting and Darby going for the tag titles against the Bucks.
Perfect. Book it. Pac, Miro, Ishii, and Black.
Pac, Miro. I think I said Miro earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, but how cool if Ishii just walks
Ishii
around
would be good.
All Atlantic, even though it's All Atlantic, it should be the All Pacific. Thunder Rosa, Tony Storm.
Thunder Rosa.
Tony Storm.
Actually, yeah. Fuck it. Do it. I'm I'm for that.
Will Ospreay, Orange Cassidy. Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay. Although Orange Cassidy as US champion could be fun.
No, I think Will
I'm going to say Ospreay.
What about the triple threat tag? FTR, United Empire, and Roppongi.
FTR.
FTR all day, forever FTR. If they win, that's a crazy trophy case in their houses.
Absolutely.
Like the only team I can think of is like the Dudleys, who've had the craziest tag.
Yeah, because they had what ECW,
WCW, technically WCW,
WWE, the
IWGP, TNA, NWA.
Yeah,
I think that's a lot of. They've had.
Whereas
the most.
FTR, NXT, Raw, SmackDown, AEW, AAA.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming for that.
ROH.
Yeah, I think FTR makes the most sense. Zack Sabre Jr., mystery opponent. Cesaro, hopefully.
Mystery opponent.
Cesaro's got to win.
Yeah.
Jay White, Okada, Cole, Page. 4-way.
Jay White.
Fuck it. Put the title on Okada again.
Right.
Yeah, Jay White.
Won it in US before.
Jay White should. That's right. Jay White should retain, I think.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Pin Cole would be funny. And Moxley, Tanahashi.
Mox.
Imagine Tana just wins.
He should.
Yeah.
But no, it's going to be Mox.
Yeah, I think so as well. Well, those are some predictions for this Sunday and the crazy-looking card that is the Forbidden Door.
Oh, yeah.
Looks nuts. So look forward to watching that and chatting all about it. I think it'll still be a good show, so even though we're kind of negative on today's show. Looking forward to that. If you want to hear more podcasts from us, we got a ton out. Yes, our ROH New Japan War of the Worlds 2014 review. That'll be out later today. We got 40th anniversary of John Carpenter's The Thing. That's out. We did a review of WrestleMania 2000. That's also out on the Patreon. We have a review
Destination X 2007.
Destination X TNA 2007. That was a complete blast to talk all about. I'm trying to think. We've done so many other shows this week. We did that. We have Face Off coming out as well. So that'll be hype. Yeah, so many podcasts, guys.
Patreon.com/upnext. That is patreon.com/upnext.
And Obi-Wan fans, get your feedback in because we are going to be recording this on Saturday, our review of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Already got some hot takes on the feedback thread there.
Hello there.
Yeah.
Hello there. Yes, can't wait to talk all about that. Go check us out. We would really appreciate it. $5 for North America tier. You get access to hundreds of podcasts back in that catalog. And it's content creators. That's what we like to do. Go check us out at Up Next Podcast, Twitter, and the Facebook page and Facebook group. If you haven't already, go join that. It's an elite group of people who post silly things and memes, and I enjoy it. And hit that subscribe button on YouTube, guys. We really appreciate it. We will be at Blood and Guts. Again, hit us up if you're going to be there. And we can't wait. We'll be doing some shows on the road next week.
We will be, yeah.
For sure. So we appreciate you listening to us, and we'll be back very, very soon. I myself, Braden Herrington. You can find me on Twitter, and I'm on Instagram. I am at the Bray D.
And I am at Davie Portman.
That's it. That's all. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. Shout out watermelon jellyfish.
Watermelon jellyfish. Ahoy!